Good morning, everybody. Denise Guru again. It's just me today, no Zachaloo. I was just getting ready to go to the dentist. Yes, I broke 2 teeth eating trail mix. Trail mix is good if it doesn't have sticks and rocks in it. So, so I was, while I was getting ready, I started thinking about the solar eclipse and all this ascension stuff and how it pertains to me and maybe the things that I've been experiencing, and maybe I can shed a little bit of light for you guys who've been thinking about it too. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of light and dark information out there, and it just depends on where you're at, at this point in time, and where your thought process is. And so today I just thought I would share a little insight. The eclipse. Now everybody's like, oh, these eclipses, they happen all the time. And yeah, they do. But this one, for some reason, the astrologers and the scientists and let's say the powers that be, they've been really watching this one closely. And it just seems like, there's been a lot of things heating up once again, especially with North Korea and, all of the President Trump things. And, what do they say? It's always, you go through, it's kind of like we're going through the dark night of the soul. I guess that's what I'm looking for. It's always worse before it gets better. It's like when you go and you take an herb or you go for energy healing, and it seems like you're worse for a couple of days before you start feeling better. So that's kind of like what we're going through right now. And, I heard someone refer to this particular, to eclipses in general as kind of like, when your computer gets all these upgrades and it's updating and updating and updating. And sometimes you forget to let your computer shut down. You always postpone it, if you don't have it automatically doing. I'm guilty. And so your computer is getting in all these updates and all this information and, everything, all of this is compiling. And it doesn't really resonate or doesn't really take full effect until you have a reset, until you shut your computer down, you let it boot up again and, do all the updating. And that's kind of like what eclipses are. It seems like we're taking in all of this, all these energies, these waves of energy, and it's coming in and it's coming in, and it is just building up within us, and we can feel it, and it's like, oh, is this ever going to get better? And so these eclipses are kind of like a way of rebooting, integrating and rebooting, and just purging what we don't need. Oh my gosh, who's purging? We're always purging. And, this last week, it's like, no matter what it is I do, how much protection I have, my latest is, the purple, you heard about the purple plates, more Tesla technology, which I think is fantastic. Well, this is my purple bracelet, kind of protect me from all the EMFs, and they say, expect miracles, well, it just seems like the last week it's just been crazy. It's, I feel like I'm purging a whole lot of stuff and I haven't been feeling better. And except for this morning, I felt pretty darn good. And so, it just reminded me that when we go through this dark night of the soul and we're having to purge a lot of this, some of us, some things we purge a lot easier, and some things we tend to want to hold on to. I'm the type of person that I have to examine it. Oh, it's like your closet full of things that you've had since high school. Oh, I might need this. Or there's some sentimental value, you really, and you really think for some strange reason, you just have to hold on to this. And so letting go is really, really hard. And so, I think, especially for the Starseeds, you know, we've been working so hard, and it's like we haven't been given a break. And we're always so worried about everybody else, and oh, we got to take everybody with us. And, you know, this ascension thing, it's we're here to help everybody, and we got to keep doing our job. And, oh, you know, and when do we have time for ourselves? You know, and when we do take time for ourselves, we feel guilty about it. We feel so horrible. Oh my gosh, you know. And so I think we're coming in the time now as the Starseeds. It's like, okay, we've done our work. We've done everything we possibly could do. And, you know, somebody said this once too, and it kind of resonated with me. Sometimes we have to not care. You know, it's not that we don't care. It's like, okay, I've done everything I could. I've you know, pretty much laid my life down on the line for you. And everything that I could do and all the knowledge that I have, I've tried to pass on to you, and it's consuming me because it's up to you now, you know, and we have to let that go, Starseeds. We have to, it's time for us to care about ourselves and say, okay, we've done what we needed to do. We have to disconnect from the outcome. I guess that's what it is. We have to disconnect from the outcome because everybody has a choice, and not everybody is going to say yes. And what is okay for one person is not necessarily okay for the other person. I mean, remember, we have to remember, this is the big Earth is the big experiment. You know, some are saying this is the experiment about evil, and we found out that no, evil is not what we want. And the Starseeds, we've already known that we've come here and we've tried to spread that message that evil is not what we want. Evil does not work. It does not accelerate growth. It's really stopped people in their tracks. And you know, last night I was thinking, after I was doing my Hue meditation, I was thinking, man, you know, this is the same. Okay, us Starseeds, we're going through the same thing as the other beings that are here, the Light Alliance, the Galactic Alliance, you know, all these alliances and all these federations that are here trying to help. You know, so many, we're all getting this message that, oh, you know, they can't really intervene. They're not supposed to intervene. And it's like, wait a minute here. What about the dark side? What have they been doing? They've totally intervened with this progress and this growth here with humanity. They've totally intervened. There is no free will anymore. The dark side has taken away the free will. You know, so by them doing that, haven't they kind of stopped that? They've kind of gone against the rules. They're playing dirty. And so isn't it time to let the Light Alliance free, let them do? I mean, I think enough of us are saying, hey, we need help. And we know that a lot of what we're trying to do is being suppressed and being checked and stopped because of the dark alliances. And so, you know, I'm thinking, okay, we're talking about growth here and acts of kindness. You know, the alliances are here out of acts of kindness and love. And it's kind of like, you know, when you see a bum on the street and you give him $5 or whatever, your sandwich or whatever it is. And yeah, maybe he's going to go and spend that $5 at the liquor store, whatever. But what does that do for you? What does that do for you inside? It makes you feel better. So I say, let the alliances, the Light Alliances free. I think I've been hearing the collective voices, the collective conscious saying, yeah, it's time to let them free. It's time to let them help us, because look what it's going to do for them. They are going to feel so much better, just like I feel when I give the $5 to the bum in the corner, you know. And when they feel better, they spread, that resonates throughout and it makes everybody feel better. So, by them being suppressed and saying they can't do this, they can't do this, they can't do, what is that doing for them? It's frustration, it's anger. They've been thinking, they've been told, and they've been thinking all this time that, for them to come in and help is not, it's not the right thing, and it's not going to help us. Well, guess what? The dark side in the meantime has been doing everything against that thought process. So it's time to bring balance. The dark side wants to play dirty, then the light side needs to come in and counteract that, bring back that balance. It's time, and I think the starseeds are at their end. Don't you guys feel this? I mean, I have days, call it purging or whatever. I have days, and I know many of us have already checked out. They haven't been able to handle it. And I just have days where I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. But I think it's because we're going through that dark night of the soul now. Things are really, really amping up. And I've been seeing the energies coming in. Yes, the energies, I've been actually seeing them. We can see these. And it's in the cloud patterns. And if you've noticed, a lot of areas, I don't know about your area, but my area up here in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, I'm right by the 14ers. I can see the 14ers right out my window. The mountains, as we've said before in previous videos, it's like the new word scalar energy. It's not cosmic energy. It's not God conscious energy. It's scalar energy. Well, the mountains are always emitting the scalar energy. And that's, I think, why we saw so many chemtrails. Well, there has not been any chemtrails. So the cloud formations are different. The cloud formations are going back to what they normally are, and I've been watching them, and if you talk to a scientist who talks about if you look at the sand at the bottom of the ocean, a lot of it's not flat. It has ripples. It's just like the sands in the desert. It's not just flat. It has like a ripple, like a wave effect to it. Well, the clouds do the same thing. If you watch the clouds will break up and start to look like cloud waves. And then sporadically, you'll see small clumps of clouds that look like little saucer shapes. And it's because of the scalar energies that are allowed to be emitted from the mountains, and the scalar energies that are coming in. So, this eclipse, it's been happening. It's already been going on. We're already seeing the effects of it. And like I said, it depends on which side you want to be on. Are you still opting to stay with the 3D bullshit, or do you want to go up with the 5D? And so, and with my horses, oh my gosh, I've been experiencing this with my horses. It's like, that I work with horses, and Dragon Horse, and my books, everything incorporates the horses and the teaching of the horse, and they're great teachers, people. And so, I've been working a lot with my horses, and where Ciara is at, there's 2 other horses, and it's just like, I just feel this deep, deep connection, and I can really see beneath the horse suit. And Ciara and I, we really have this connection, and I'm always telling her, it's like, you just love me for the oats and the carrots. That's the only reason you love me, is because of the oats. And well, that is that auric implant programming, that doubt. That's what they're saying. Oh, she's out with her teachers again. Turn that back on. She's got to have that doubt. Who am I? And so, Ciara has been trying so hard to tell me otherwise, and I haven't been really seeing it. Well, lately I've noticed it big time. And the other day it was funny, because I just went out there, and we've been working really hard, and we're just coming along big time. And my dreams of what I've been wanting to really do and connect with horses have been coming to fruition. And so yesterday I was like, I'm just going to give you the day off. How about that? And so I went out there with the three of them, and I just gave them the carrots and gave them the apples. Nobody had to do anything. And I was going to go in the big arena and start picking rocks. I've been getting a lot of rain, and rocks have been, coming up to the surface. And I said, okay, and I was thinking, she don't care. She got her carrots and she got her apples. She's done with me. And I went out the gate, and I started walking out to the big arena. I could hear conk, conk, conk. And I was like, what the heck is that? And I turned around, and there she's standing at the gate. She's like, no, 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 no. I don't care if you gave me the carrots and the apples. I want to be with you. We need to hang together. We are a soul group. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So I said, I'm just going to go to the big arena and pick rocks. And she's like, hey, I'm cool with that. And so we went in the big arena, and she followed me, and I kept saying, oh, pick up the rocks, Ciara. And she just, she was keeping track of the bucket with the rocks. A couple of times she decided she was to dump them over, just playing games. But, it was that aha moment that, what I've been working on is starting to come to fruition. And another horse in there, I do a lot of body work on him. And this other mare that came in a couple of months ago, she was a giveaway. Her previous owner couldn't deal with her, didn't want her anymore. She had an injury or something. And so we took this mare in, and she's another one. Just after doing body work with her and doing a lot of hue meditation and including them in the hue meditations, she has just done 360-degree turnaround. And before, she was like this lost little girl. She didn't know who she belonged to. She didn't know how long she was going to be there and what was going to happen to her next. And so I was out there, and the flies were really bad, and they're really bad on her. So flies tend to congregate where energy is lower. It's the same thing with trees. When trees put out a pheromone, and then the beetle come to the trees when the trees are in distress. Well, the horses are the same kind of thing. It's the vibration thing, people. Everything is vibration. Remember this. And so her vibration has been very low, so the flies have been just horrible. So I was like, okay, you guys, I'm thinking this. I'm not saying it out loud. Telepathy. We need to work with our telepathy right now. It's really, really coming back to us. More so than the light language. A lot of you are doing light language. Well, I'm going right to telepathy, right to telepathy. And I'm out there, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do Ciara first. And so I, brushed Ciara down with the fly spray. And then I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do Dawn next. And she's the new horse. And I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'm going to do Dawn next, because, boy, the flies are really bad on her. And as soon as I stopped thinking that, stop that sentence in my brain, she nickered to me, and she walked right up to me and put her side right in front of me. And she was like, yes, please. I've been waiting for you to do this for days. The flies are killing me. And so she does this now. If I speak to her telepathically, she answers me. She nickers. Yesterday, same thing, more fly spray. She nickered, came right up to me. And, a lot of horses, as soon as they think fly spray or they see the bottle, they run. Oh, no, no, no. And so, just a lot of this stuff. And no matter what it is you're working with or what your belief system is, if you're working with dogs or cats or birds or whatever, now is the time to really believe what you've been manifesting, with these energies coming in. This is the time. And don't let it go by, because it's been happening. And, with this eclipse, it's reset. It's like, it's all coming in, bombarding us, coming in. And then after the eclipse, it's like, it's all going to be integrated, and it's all going to be figured out. We've done our defrag. Remember when we had to do the defrag? And so all of that'll be done. And so we really need to start paying attention, people. Watch the skies, watch wildlife, listen to the trees, listen to your significant other. I mean, I just see it in my husband, who, seems to be not quite as awake as I am. He's actually awake, but he's doing his work the way he's supposed to be doing. We all have these contracts with each other. And, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what you're going to do. Now, remember, I think I've talked about this with Zach before, with our significant other. If we have two starseeds or two guardians that came in and connected and are living a life together, it seems like one of them needs to be a little bit more shut down than the other. Because if you've got two power couples together, they will target you big time. And so, they've been mostly targeting me because, I'm the one who's doing a lot of the energy work and pretty much leaving him alone, even though he's been having some medical issues. But he needs to keep his mind on the 3D world, and as long as we're still living in it. So it's kind of like, if you are a starseed, or if you're here to do light work or light warrior work or guardian work or whatever, don't be so hard on your significant other. Sometimes there's a reason for this. Well, unless he's an alcoholic and he beats you, and that's a little bit different. We have to use common sense here. So I'm seeing where he's starting now, with the little bit of the let off with the cabal and dark alliances and all that. With a little bit, I see him now. He internally knows, okay, this is time now. We're coming into this time. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens after the eclipse. It's like what you put out is what you get back, guys. And, for me, I'm not going to be running out trying to tailgate this and be part of the big party. I need to be alone. Yes, I will connect with the worldwide meditations. I will probably connect with one of Cobra's meditations and connect with everybody else. But I will not be out there, with my beer can and my bonfire. And I mean, you're really not supposed to look at it anyways, right? And they say the safest way to look at it is with the paper and the pinhole, and line it up and look at it, the folded paper. That's still the safest way to look at it. The glasses still are not. And, those glasses, a lot of news channels, MSM, mainstream media, or LSM, lamestream media, is giving out free glasses. And there's a part of me that says, I don't think I want a free set of glasses to watch the eclipse from any news media station. Even some of the alternative stations we know have been infiltrated. So for the Starseeds and the Light Warriors and Light Workers, I think you all have been picking up on that already. I think you already know something inside of you is saying, I don't even need to look at it. If I want to look at it, I'll look at it on the computer, with somebody that's been videoing it, or do the paper thing. So we're still not there yet. We're still in the dark night of the soul. I mean, it's the Dark Alliance is going through the dark night of the soul, and, it's resonating over to us. So there is light at the end of this tunnel. The evil experiment is done. I think a lot of people are picking up on that, which I think is pretty awesome. So pay attention, people, and believe, and really start using your telepathy. Start experimenting with it. If you haven't been before, start now. So that's about all I wanted to say before I go to the dentist. Oh my gosh, I have those 2 teeth that broke. I have 2 cavities, and and I asked my dentist. I said, do you have any special protocol for taking out old mercury fillings? And he said, we'll just make sure we suck it out really good. So that tells you where you're at, where he's at, you know. And it's dental hygienist. She's like, oh, you know, I'm going to have 2 fillings today when I'm done. And, you know, I told him to go ahead and put the mercury in me. And it's like, ah, people, you got way too much mercury in your brain. You can't think. So I got my clay. I got my MSM. I got my vitamin C. I got my purple Tesla purple bracelet. I mean, I'm going to be doing all kinds of protection, and it'll be fine. Things are changing, and so I'm going to get past it. But it's still in the back of my mind. It's like, oh, these people are just still so behind. You know, and he's got a really scary. His card has got the caduceus with the pyramid, and then there's something else in it. And you know, I don't know if he's a Mason, if he is a good Mason, or if he's dark Mason. I'm not really sure. So I have to think about that too. So, you know, you've reached to the point where you don't trust anybody, you know. So anyway, so just wanted to, you know, give you a few insights on what's been going on with this eclipse stuff. And, you know, remember, it's what side you choose. And you know, what are they going to say right after it? Their FEMA camp is going to have some kind of disaster run through, you know, or they're going to, you know, it's kind of like the false flag stuff that we see all the time. That's just, you know, it's just production. Well, FEMA's going to be doing this big production, you know, for earthquakes and stuff. And it's like, if you see any zombie people running around, don't let them bite you. Because that's another thing that they've been saying, that there are clones that do not live very long, and they have a virus within them, and apparently it's supposed to make them look like they are zombies, you know, bleeding out of all their orifices and all that stuff. And don't let them bite you. So, you know, but I think that is for the 3D people who still want to experience that stuff. I don't watch any of the zombie stuff because I know how we can manifest this crap. And, you know, I don't really think I need to experience that. Been there, done that. So a lot of people, they think that would be really cool. And so, you know, a lot of these people, hey, you want to experience that? Go right ahead. I'm going to stay up here on my mountain, and I'm going to do my meditation, and I'm going to play with my teachers, and we're going to be, I'll see you up in the 5th dimension. So anyways, we will talk to you later. Happy Equinox, everybody, and stay safe and work on the telepathy, and we'll be just talking to you soon. All right.